Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. This is the Euros edition with me. I'm the host, Tosin. You have with me Coach. Coach, how you feeling today?
Feeling good, man. I got to see Saliba play football. It's always a pleasure to watch him play football.
Yeah, and I'm very happy to get to see your face today. Very, very happy. Yesterday I had to do the anime thing because I thought it was funny. I didn't care what you said.
For the record, guys, as well, Tosin isn't an anime head, so I'm very proud of him for the effort. But those of you that noticed, right, Naruto doesn't ever wear like an Akasutsu robe ever. But I appreciate Tosin's effort, and I can never fault him for that. But any of you nerds will be like, that's not even a real picture. It's like, okay, cool, it's fine. He doesn't watch it. He gets bitches, guys. It's fine.
And also, if you have an issue, I'll beat you up.
There's that as well. So, I mean, I'm not saying that. Obviously, I don't get bitches. I mean, well, okay,
You just talk yourself in a circle.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get in too much trouble. So,
yeah, before we start, we do have the Manchester United edition with Carl out. The soccer edition, we should have a new one coming out sometime this week. We have the Euros preview. We have the Euros day 1, day 2. Yep. So you guys go check it out. Have some takes in there that age pretty well. Some that age like cheese, but guess what? That's why we do this. Yeah. So today, before we even get started, my @ for those who don't know is TSNMKND on Twitter. And Coach,
I am Lobrucci, LOBRUCCI. Cool. If you guys ever want to see my crazy ramblings ever, it's mostly football. I won't even lie to you guys. It's really just mostly football. But that's why we're here, for the football.
I actually got a bunch of new Arsenal follows yesterday because I tweeted about Saka and Arsenal.
Do you know what? I saw your tweet, right, on one of those Instagram meme pages, and it had like about 9,000 likes. I was just like, damn, like people they just be stealing shit and just be like eating off that shit, man. It's crazy. Like, it wasn't even like one of your better tweets as well. It was just a very obvious thing. You know?
And it was just like, I had Arsenal fans telling me like, "Oh, you don't know." It's like, listen, I'm Yoruba. I know every Nigerian player. Okay, I know how good Saka is.
Sometimes when you say stuff out loud, kind of thing, it's almost like it's not like you didn't know it. It's just that you're just saying it out loud for the sake of it. You know, it's almost like, for example, I don't know, someone like Rashford, been a fan from quite literally when he used to play as a number 10 in the youth in the youth setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
But seeing him go to the Parc des Princes and crash it on Mbappe's head, like it was almost like, oh shit, no, Rashford is really fucking good, guys. And you say it out loud, but it's like, no, I've been knowing he's nice. I'm just saying it.
Yeah, like I was watching, Saka in the first half, and I was like, yo, this is an amazing player, but we're getting away from the point.
Yeah.
Let's talk about today's games. Romania, Ukraine. I love this game because this game is really what defines international football for me. It really separates the sickos from those who like just casually watch football.
Yeah.
I know most people, especially in America, are not waking up at 9 a.m. to watch Ukraine versus Romania. I understand that. But a sick man like me who used to use Ethernet cable to watch football, this was my Super Bowl. This was something I enjoyed. I was sitting there just like, yes. I'm in the gym trying to hurry up doing double sets, trying to come home because I'm excited to watch this game, and it did not disappoint. Coach, talk to me. Did it disappoint?
I'll be honest with you. I took my lunch around this time just so I can watch as much of it. And those of you that that may listen to this or watch this that work with me, it's incredibly unlikely. I mean, the chances are less than 0. But if you are, I didn't watch the whole game. Wink, wink. But yeah, to be honest, it was a game that I was so impressed with both teams out of possession shape. Like, they both were really, especially Romania, but Ukraine didn't really allow for any sort of gaps, even though they had most of the ball. They both were, they both were really solid out of possession. And then one brain fart moment, and then one of the cleanest strikes you'll probably see this entire calendar year, opens the game up. And then, Romania seemed to grow into the game, and Ukraine seemed to go the other way, even though Ukraine had a lot of the play initially. And it just goes to show you, and I think I said probably about 10 seconds before their goal went in, I said, this game needs a goal, because I had a feeling that it would probably set things on fire, and it did. But yeah, I was disappointed in Ukraine in the way they responded, to be honest. Modric, I don't know, man. Like, will it happen for him or not? I don't know. But, and you probably noticed as well, I think Ukraine's best player was probably their right back today, Yarmolenko.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't want to talk too bad about football players. This is a hard thing to do, man. Like, playing football professionally is a tough thing to do. Yeah. But this guy, Modric, like his decision-making ability is his worst thing. He has all the physical tools. He's fast. He can shoot. He can use both feet. He can dribble. But when it comes to putting it all together, he just has brain fart, and it just looks bad. And it was shown today. And I think
it wasn't Yarmouk. Sorry, pardon me. It was Konya player. That guy, the ginger Ukrainian. You cannot miss him, bro.
Konopia.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's a ginger
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian. He plays for Shakhtar. So okay, yeah. No, I mean, listen, there's they do not look good at all. Dovbek was just doing anything. Sudakov, who I really like, did not play well at all.
No.
They just didn't look good at all. Yarmolenko came off the bench. Malinovsky came off the bench. Yaremchuk came off the bench. They, tried their best, but they got blown away. And I want to really give Romania big credit. It's their first win in like 24 years in like a major tournament, and it was impressive. Stanishev's goal, when he hit that, it was just like, whoa. And the thing that I love the most about Romania is they were shooting on sight. They did not give a damn. Like we're shooting from anywhere, everywhere. Just
they played almost a perfect tournament game, I think, because chances are going to be few and far between. So when you get into those zones, you have to take your chance, like for real. And I think Lunin, despite having this impressive season, I think he really shit the bed. Like I wouldn't say he cost his team the game, but he made life very difficult for them in the end. And
he did for sure. And I was gonna add to your point about decision making and shooting. There's a chance in the second half that Mudryk had. Yeah. Instead of shooting it first time, he tried to dribble inside and he got the ball taken away from him. Like that's the decision making skills that I'm talking about. It's like you're a talented player, right? Within your own right. There's a reason why you play in the Premier League. Yes, like some players don't make it in the Premier League, but for you to even get there in the first place, there's a level of talent you had that most people don't. And he has that talent. But it's just putting all the final pieces together. And that right there kind of summed Mudryk up for me right there. It was just like, you have all the skills and all the tools in the world, but when you come to putting it all together, brother, it's not good.
Yeah, and it's funny as well because Zinchenko has been playing in midfield for Ukraine for God knows how many years. And then I feel as if everyone's just gotten over that gimmick now, and he's just now a left back basically. I'm not sure how long he's been playing left back for Ukraine. They probably trialed it leading up to this, but the fact he's just now left back for Ukraine in the opening game is just very funny to me. I don't see him moving from there as well, to be honest.
Coach, you didn't laugh.
Go on.
In the warm-ups in the lead up to Euros, Romania played some friendlies to kind of like get the cobwebs off, right? They played against Bulgaria 0-0. They played against Liechtenstein, it was 0-0. And because they were struggling with their strikers' confidence, and they wanted to play against some teams that they felt they could get the cobwebs off. So they came into the tournament not knowing where the goals going to come from. They now had arguably the best game of the tournament and some of the best goals you'll see all tournament long. And that is tournament football in itself. And that's why I tell people all the time, if you can, please watch every game. Because every game is game state and every game is just different, especially in tournament football. Like you don't know what you're gonna get. They're crashing on them, and it was beautiful to see.
And I think it's really nice that despite there being no space, like these teams are very well organized. Like you look, they've come in with one of my favorite formations, a 4-1-4-1 that that can easily transition into a 4-4-2 or even a 4-3-3 kind of thing. All three of their goals all came from their three central players, basically. Marin, Stanchu, and Dragus, basically, like those are the guys through the center of the pitch, that should be making shit happen, and they made shit happen, man. Like very satisfying from a tactical standpoint.
You know what else I like? Daniel, man, he's got a cool name.
Yeah.
That was fun, and I felt old, man. Like I tweeted it again, but like seeing Hagi's son play, man, I was like, God damn, like maybe you need to go get yourself married and settle down.
Yeah, I mean, but what I like about it as well, though, is the fact that he sucks. So,
I mean, your dad is arguably the greatest player. It has the most goals tied with. Guess who else has the most goals for Romania? I'm going to give you a little trivia question before we move on.
Dan Petrescu?
No.
Okay. Oh, wait.
You know it.
Why did I say Dan Petrescu? Dan Petrescu is probably the most famous one I knew from my childhood, I'd say, apart from
I'll give you a clue. Think about England celebrations with the notes in 1996 Euros. And then you think about Ukraine. I mean, you think about Romania's top goal scorer with Hagi.
Oh my God, Adrian Mutu.
Yes, he got it.
Oh.
Yes. And I
Oh
love
wow,
the
you know
fact
that's the name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so
Oh
glad.
yeah. Oh wow, fair enough. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I'm glad he sucks, to be honest. He's carrying on tradition. So
Yeah, I mean, it's like Aguero's son. Your grandfather's Maradona, your dad's Aguero,
Godfathers.
your godfather's Lionel Messi. Like, just
Yeah.
go be an architect. Like, go do something else. Don't
I
leave
really hope he
football.
sucks bad. I hope he sucks bad than Ronaldinho, son.
Yeah. And before we move on, one more son thing. You know what Thiago Messi said?
Go
He
on.
says that he wants to play with Lamine Yamal. And the craziest thing is Lamine Yamal is the same difference between him and Nico Williams. So
Wait, so Thiago is 12 now.
he's 11, something like
11.
that.
Flipping. Oh, where's the time gone? Bloody hell, man.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Before let's talk about Belgium and Slovakia. I have a story I've never told you. I love telling personal stories on the podcast because I like making you smile, make you realize that I didn't grow up in a normal house.
Go on.
I had a Slovakian au pair named Lenka. Now, I
Sorry
want
to
you
cut
to
you there.
understand.
Guys, he's letting you know you came for money. I never had an au pair. Do you know
Shut up.
who was my au pair? Goku, bro. Goku's my au pair, bro.
The reason
The
I
Red
think,
Ranger, the White Ranger, those are my au pairs. I had nobody coming in my house trying to raise me. But go on.
so Lenka in 2024 is back in Slovakia. She's married to a Slovakian man. She makes this man pounded yam and jollof rice every other week. Do you know why? She learned from my mom.
God damn. No, see, I never see.
And she speaks a bit of Yoruba because of my mom.
See, this is shit that I'm finding out for the first time. You guys are finding out for the first time as well. Guys, remind me the next time I see Tosin, which should be quite soon, to rob him. Just someone shoot me a DM. Say you with Tosin? Yeah, and then I'll take care of the rest. It's cool.
So the reason I brought that up is because that's my close connection to Slovakia, and I was acting like I'm from there when I saw them score. The one thing I'll say about Belgium, the only good thing I say about Belgium is the kits are beautiful. That burgundy is serious. And other than
I
that,
don't like it. I'll be honest. I'm
no?
not even on some hated shit. I don't think I've ever liked actually, no, that's a lie. I liked their kits when they looked very similar to Portugal's kits.
Or the 2002.
Yeah, or even earlier than that, when like Emu and Penza was playing for them.
Oh my God, that's a name I've not heard in so long.
Yeah, like I like their kits then because it was very plain and very basic. But this, there's too much. Yeah, I don't really like it. But I'm not mad at you if you do. But I really like the basic shit. I can't even lie.
Yeah, but go ahead. I want you to talk to me about Belgium. What you saw.
Listen, man, this golden generation, yeah. The only golden I want to hear that I see this golden generation of this generation of Belgian players is a golden shower, bro. Like, honestly, they're cat piss. I think the best player to come out of that generation, hands down, internationally, probably just in general, actually, is Eden Hazard. Like, it's not even up for debate. And he was kicked out of the game, and none of these guys could even find the decency to not let him down. They consistently just fuck up, basically. Lukaku has so many goals for Belgium, and I just don't know what those goals have ever done for Belgium, basically. like nobody's going to beat that record, for a very long time, and they all count for nothing. On the plus side, they didn't look toothless. So let's talk about the positives, right? So no propaganda here, but I think Onana is just out of this world. I don't think the way he eats up the ground, right? The way he's able to just, I suppose, allow for someone like Trossard to not have to track back, basically, because of how physically imposing he is. The way he's even able to, he was finding KDB quite regularly, like, but KDB was hitting a lot of passes. And then I suppose Doku, again, he was facing a fullback that was, it's basically at retirement age, but he had a decent game, I suppose. Final action is still a little bit higgy. Yeah, Trossard wasn't good. Lukaku pinned his man well, I suppose. But yeah, let's talk about the negative shit, man. Let's start
with Aurel Mangala. I'm not a fan.
No.
Not a fan.
No. I think the coach got it wrong as well, because you don't need, like, I'm not being funny, against Slovakia, you don't need Onana and my man there. Like, you just don't.
It's overkill. They're two of the same, yeah. And like, Their back line was terrible. Sideshow Bob, aka David Luiz Jr., was not good. First of all, I don't like the fact that first of all, your center back is wearing number 2. I hate that. Your left back is wearing number 11. I hate that.
Well, this is the thing. Carrasco playing left back is hilarious because he's actually a very good attacker.
Yeah.
But I feel like because where did he play? Last time I checked, he was playing in like Saudi or something like that, right?
Yeah, but then he's back and forth to Atletico Madrid.
Oh yeah. But
yeah,
I mean, for real, like he's nice. Well, to be fair, he's still in Saudi, but he's a good attacker. Like, and I get obviously needs must and whatnot, but there's looking at who came off the bench, right? Number one, Openda is just fantastic, and I can't believe my man took so long to take him off the bench. Like Tedesco's probably gonna have some sort of rejig in the next game because I don't feel like Openda deserves to be on the bench considering what some of these attackers served up this game. And obviously he set up, one of the disallowed goals, which I don't personally think. What do you think of that? Do you think that should have been disallowed? I feel like stuff like that, it's like it happens so far away from when the goal was actually scored. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like, and he obviously didn't mean to.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? How do you want to answer this? As somebody who used to be a referee by the law, or do you want somebody who just play football and just loves the game? I
want you to answer this question as Tosin, right?
I think it was bullshit. I understand. Again, I understand why it was called back. Don't get me wrong. By the letter of the law, it is not supposed to happen. But as somebody who understands and loves football, I think that was nonsense. Like
bullshit, man.
You can't move your hand. And I say this all the time, right? And this is why I don't like. And I understand XG, right? And I get it, I understand XG. But this is what I'm saying about football, right? There's a lot of game state things that there's certain things that, for example, that you could do to football that you can't explain to another person, which is probably why Thierry Henry can't coach, because there's certain things he could do with a ball that most people can't, right? So it's like in the state of the game, in the heat of the moment, later game, you're trying to win. Your mind is not there. You lose your mind. And I understand you have to do certain things. There's certain rules you have to abide by. I get it. But it's just like a handball like that. Come on, it's dumb. It's game state, bro.
I don't like it, man. I really don't like it at all. But yeah, and as well, like he kept on. He brought on. I remember. I think he brought on. He brought on Bakayoko. No, not Bakayoko. Yeah.
Dodi. He brought on Bakayoko, Luis Openda.
Yeah. So he brought him on, right, and he moved KDB deeper, right. And I was like, that's not a bad move, I suppose, because KDB's passing is ridiculous. And then he brought on Tielemans and then moved KDB further up again. And it was like, what are you trying to achieve here? You left your subs for too long. You've essentially rejigged the midfield so many times now that you've unbalanced the team as well. And then the only real decent outball, you've taken him off, which I get he's tired kind of thing. But then Bakayoko is incredibly inconsistent. And I suppose, Lukaku did well in patches, but the service wasn't regular and consistent enough for me, despite him getting 2 disallowed goals. It was very weird and disjointed, man. But I suppose they'll figure it out in the next game.
Yeah, but they should.
Tedesco has got a lot to think about. I would really heavily consider starting Openda in the next game for sure, man.
Absolutely. But last game was France against Austria, and I think we should start off with how well Austria are shaped. Ralf Rangnick obviously didn't have the best of times at United, but that's a brilliant football mind. He doesn't. United is just a mess, and he's a brilliant football mind. And you see what he has done with the Austrian national team. No David Alaba, which is arguably the best player, and he's got the tune out of him. Yeah, they lost to France, but they were good. You know who impressed me the most in the Austrian national team?
Lima for me.
Fair enough. Kevin Danso for me.
Yeah, Danso was great as well, but I really like Lima.
Lima busted along. It's between those two, but yeah, I mean, the goalkeeper was solid too. But yeah, I mean, listen, overall, They lost. It was unfortunate. It was an own goal. Had it not been that, I think it would end up 0-0. So fair play to Austria. We got that out the way because what we want to now focus on is France.
No, I want to talk a little bit more about Austria.
Go ahead.
A couple of things, right? It's incredibly admirable what they did, and we know what Ralf Rangnick's demands from his players in it. He wants you guys to run first and foremost, right? That's what he is. He's a drill sergeant of a coach. He wants you guys to run. And I couldn't help but think about, like you said, United. I think, right, those players really didn't respond to that at all. They weren't feeling that shit at all. Yeah. But you look at the composition of that team and what they were trying to do, and those players aren't immensely talented, but because of the way that they played, they were giving France a game, like more than a game. In fact, they matched France, I think. I just think it's incredibly naive because you're going up against France trying to, play football against them and press them kind of thing. And they're walking around with an entire weapon of mass destruction. That's their captain. That's ready to detonate at any time. And I think that's you just have to pay. It's tournament football. We just have to pay Mbappe respect in it. You legit have to pay him respect. I get you've probably watched the tapes from when Switzerland beat them kind of thing, and they literally went toe-to-toe with them as well. But you can't do that against, it's too risky. It's genuinely too risky. Had Mbappe had better finish today, it's a comprehensive win today. No problem. And I feel like Ralph probably needs to just tailor his approach. Again, you can't do that with everybody. You genuinely can't. So
some people just don't care. And you know who else doesn't care? Didier Deschamps. He's going to do it his own way. That guy. And I know somebody today called me old on Twitter. I was like, kiss my ass, first of all. Sorry that I watched football my whole life. His teams, again, him, Diego Simeone, their teams literally reflect them as a player, right? Same thing with Antonio Conte, just reckless men. Their teams literally play like the way that they played. So when I was watching Deschamps today, first of all, hats off to N'Golo Kante. He came back and did not miss a beat. Man of the match, hasn't played for France in 2 years, and you'd think that this guy was still in the Prem. Just Kante's an all-timer, man. Just fair enough, N'Golo Kante. You win, okay, brother? You got it, okay? But overall, man, France's front three, and even when they made changes, man, I don't know what they're thinking. Marcus Thuram, his dad should flog him.
Sucks.
His dad should flog him.
It's cool that he wears his dad's number, though, but yeah.
Yeah, his dad should flog him. Kolo Muani, whatever, man. And who's the other guy? Ousmane Dembele plays like he's still an academy player, and that's not a good thing. You're nearly 30 years old and you still play like an academy player. It's not a good thing at all. You still play you're at Rennes. When we were talking about it when he was still coming up and he was allowed to make mistakes. Yeah. And I was like, you're grown, you shouldn't. That's
when he had the high top fade. I was like, yeah, I love this kid. He's great. He tries shit. And I'm still saying that shit about him at 27 years. 27 years old for a footballer of his type, basically. He should be so into the peak of his powers, right? That all those weird, inconsistent shit shouldn't be happening.
Someone today said that his weight of pass is like trying to lift Thor's hammer.
Yeah, basically. And it's crazy because we know you're both footed, but maybe you should just focus on having a strong foot, basically. Now, just focus on having a strong foot now, because everything else seems to be relatively okay. Decision making is still a bit higgy, but I suppose I can allow you because you're a winger, but maturity is what is the word I'm looking for basically here, I suppose. But then also final action, man. Dembele should be one of the, in terms of output, he should be putting up stupid numbers season in, season out, and I don't think he ever has really. No. He should be putting up Saka has outputted him. I want to say most of Saka's football career.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, Saka has put up so many impressive numbers, and Dembele hasn't. Considering his talent level, it's weird. It's not just Saka. There's other guys out there as well. So Dembele, for whatever he gives, kind of thing, he needs to give more. But yeah, look.
I don't want to see Adrian Rabiot play again. I know he's a diversity hire, but I don't want to see him play again.
See, that was my next foot. I think he was okay, First half, he covered the most ground.
No. Well. I know why he plays. I just don't want to see him play, personally.
And I get you. And I get you. I think Camavinga's better. I do. But I won't lie to you. Deschamps knows he's France midfield. like it's always a bone of contention when we talk about France and their midfield kind of thing. And they've got so much talent, and this player doesn't play, that player doesn't play. But then you look at how they perform with the players that Deschamps picks. He's like, well, I can't really be mad at it considering what we're seeing, you know. So I think the midfield. I can't lie, I think the midfield was fine.
I think it's just the front three was just messing up.
Yeah.
Saliba and Upamecano did solid together. I think that partnership should stay.
Yes, Saliba playing left centre back, very important for his development. Genuinely, I think very important for development, but also it's an interesting talking point because it says a couple of things, right? Both of the centre backs are right-footed, right? And I've always been grown up to believe that if both your centre backs are right-footed, the one that plays on the left is usually the better footballer. And it's not to say that Upamecano is fantastic on the ball. Let's not ever get it twisted. He's a top player on the ball, right? But you saw the things Saliba was doing today under pressure, finding Kante consistently after beating one or two players. You see the level of this centre back. He is genuinely a phenomenal footballer, and then he's also happens to be a fantastic centre back as well. I think that centre back partnership should definitely stay. Having two centre backs that can pass out the back, I think, is a complete cheat code. And then you talk about France's midfield, and it's like, well, if you've got two centre backs who can pass like they can, kind of thing,
it makes sense why they got a bunch of grapplers around in the midfield.
Yeah, you know, when you've got some workmen and some bricklayers in there, you know, not say that Kante can play. Kante can obviously play.
I'm gonna give you an example. Even when Kante crossed that ball in the second half when he crossed the ball, that whole thing, I was like, oh, his tech is disgusting. Yeah, he's nasty.
And the thing is, it's not even just he can play. No, Kante can really play. But it just makes sense that what he's there for in that midfield is to, you know, hoover up second balls, to plug gaps and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously you've got Rabiot, who's also good technically, but again, he's a workman as well. And then any of the creative and technical shit, you really just leave it to Griezmann. You just really give it to Griezmann. And
that's why he's ahead.
Yeah,
that's why he's ahead. Mike Maignan is that you see exactly why he gets hurt all the time. And we'll leave that there.
He thinks he's Bruce Willis. That's what he is. He thinks he's Bruce Willis, man.
Yeah. I do love Theo Hernandez going forward. Yeah. Theo Hernandez going back defensively. Less said, the better.
I think he's got. I think he had about 5 nosebleeds in that game. He gets into these positions, right? And it's like, oh shit, I've never been there before. No, you've been here 3 times already this game alone. And just consistently just fucks it up, and I don't get why. I think athletically he's just out of this world as well. But
bro, he's a menace, especially if you seen what he's done for Milan. Like some of the goals he scored, I'm just like, why are you the way they scored? Yeah. Jules Koundé, fashion and all, man, he did very well. So shout out to Jules Koundé. I'm glad that he found to realize, like, I'm not a center back, I'm a right back, and good for you. Yeah. But Mbappe, man, it's gonna be unfortunate. He has to wear a mask now, and all the Donatello jokes are gonna happen, and I don't think he's gonna like that. So
you reckon Osimhen's gonna send him a custom one?
Osimhen that's still fighting his coach.
Oh man, do you know we need to make time for that, you know, on one of the next pods, because that shit was hilarious. Those of you that don't understand Euroball, we'll do a good breakdown of it for you, because he was very pissed off, man.
Yeah. But wait, fair. How am I gonna speak here? I'm gonna leave it alone. Tomorrow's games. We got 2 games tomorrow. No early game. We just got Turkey, Georgia. I'm not gonna make no predictions. All I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna be sitting there with popcorn eating. That's a hipsters derby, and I love that. You got a bunch of young talents versus Kavicha. I'm excited to watch that. What about you, Coach? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a high scoring game. You know, I can't even lie. I really think that's gonna be a high scoring game. Georgia got nothing to lose. Turkey have the pressure of being a football nation, if you like. So yeah, I think they'll both go for it.
I'm excited to see Czech Republic. I don't know who they're gonna play in goal, because they got Kovar from Bayer Leverkusen, used to be a United kid. They got Jaros, who plays at Sturm Graz, and they also got the Stanic, who plays at Slavia Prague. They got some decent players in their team. Not like, Kufal is older now, and he's a thug. Got the kid from Hoffenheim, Jurassic in defense, and obviously the standout player is Thomas Schukeck in midfield, their captain. But the real standout is Patrick Schick. So you're gonna see Patrick Schick and Hojsek, the 2 Leverkusen players. So we'll see. I'm just think that Portugal's gonna handle them.
I'm curious to see what the composition of the midfield and attack is going to be. Do you think Ronaldo starts?
Yeah. What kind of question is that?
Yeah.
Why would you ask that? You know he's going to start. You think Mr. C was going to come
on?
over?
And I know it probably sounds like a stupid question, but I would like to see Ronaldo play less minutes and just be a battering ram / give me the ball anywhere within 20 yards and I'm putting it in the back of the net type of, a finisher. I can tell you
what I think how they're going to play tomorrow. Costa in goal, Cancelo, Pepe, Diaz, Mendes is the back four. Palhinha, Vitinha, Bruno, Leao, Ronaldo, and Bernardo is going to probably play.
Yeah, and look at what's on the bench. Fuck me. Ramos. Oh my gosh. Ramos, Felix, what's his name? The little Pepe.
Ruben Neves is on the bench still. Matthew Nunes is on the bench. Yao Neves is there. Yeah. We got Yao Felix, like we said. Diogo Jota, Pedro Neto, Francisco Conceição.
I forgot Jota, actually.
Yeah, and Francisco Conceição. So yeah, they got options off the bench, man. Like,
that's who I meant, actually. Not the little Pepe Conceição, actually. Yeah.
So, Euros is winding. Euros is peaking up, man. I'm excited. Like we said, we got Copa America coming up this week on Thursday. We might have something special for you. Wink, wink. But yeah, again, I'm Tosin. This is Coach. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. Coach, anything you want to add before we head out of here?
The usual, guys. You guys, I've peeped some of the comments on the YouTube, and we try and like reply and obviously like and whatever else. So yeah, guys, just keep interacting with our shit, man, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube and shit. This is how we grow our community. This is how people join the conversation, because it's football, man. This is what we love. So yeah, please just keep liking and subscribing and sharing this podcast to anybody that will listen. Basically, it helps us so much just by sharing it, guys. You have no idea. So please keep doing that.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Once again, I'm Tosin. This is Coach. We're out. Everyone take it easy. Peace.
Take a shot.